I have this ammo can that's got a bunch of spent cartridges in it. Now I've got 4 different types of calibers in here. Oh crap. Okay. Moving on. All these different types of brass in here, it's only 4 each. So basically I've got to separate them. And this looks like a 9mm. This looks like a 40 caliber. And so basically they'll 9mm, 40 caliber. Obviously this is a 223 or a 556. And here's a 22 TCM. So really not a big deal to separate. Basically just the 9mm and the 40 caliber sometimes pretty close together. So you kind of really got to look at what's going on the end there to tell them apart sometimes. But I'll be back in a sec when I get this done. Okay, so now that that's done, in employing 5S strategy to these spent cartridges, I have done number 1, which is sorting. And I would imagine that the setting in place is basically the separation into each one of the cans. Now I've got to switch up the shine and the standardize. Basically standardizing these. If you look closely there, you'll see a number 1. Well, that number 1 signifies that this brass has been fired 1 time. So the next stage is after they're reloaded. I'll usually save up a couple hundred pieces of brass at least, minimum, before I'll reload, because I got to change dies and stuff for the different calibers. But at any rate, the number 1 is the standardization of each cartridge as it has been fired. And now that they're separated into these different containers, when the time comes, the shine process basically is putting them in the tumbler and having them clean up and ready for the greasing and reloading at that point. Now I just got back from the range, so in the sustain department, basically this is a brass catcher that touches the side of my AR-15. So it catches all the 223 rounds before they're ejected. If you know anything about an AR-15, mine in particular can throw a brass 15 feet. And if it's on concrete, it'll roll another 20. So it can get mixed up with everybody else's brass, which in my book is a no-no. I'll only reload brass that I'm in control of, that I bought brand new. And so I don't pick up any other brass on the range, because you don't know what condition it's really in. So basically that's pretty simple. That just gets dumped into the can. I only fired 2 calibers the other day, and as you see here, it's basically just 223 and 9mm. And then this, oh look at this, a 22 got mixed up with the broom. How about that? You don't see that often. But at any rate, in this particular lot, I've got steel casing for the 223, so they're silver, and the 9mm is all brass. So that's pretty easily separated. So that's basically the way that I've employed 5S to spent cartridges. Thanks.